So we'd like to, thank his team for sponsoring today. We had to carry him over all the way from, I think, April 2020, John? It's been how long he's had to wait for this, so we're thankful for his patience. So John is the owner of Lighthouse Window Cleaning and has been serving our community since 2008. John and his wife, Teresa, moved to Rocklin in 2008 and have raised 5 children. This summer, John had 2 major life events, the first being the marriage of his oldest daughter, Michaela. This was followed by a 3-week trip to Hawaii within 1 day's notice. This morning, John will share some personal and business insights gained from his unplanned vacation to Honolulu. And with that, please help me welcome John with Lighthouse Window.
Yeah, for real.
So I've had 17 months to prepare for this. And it's so awesome to see everybody back in this room. The last time we did this event was, I believe, February of 2020, and we all know what's happened since then. But I want to acknowledge the Chamber of Commerce for how much has been accomplished during that time to support our businesses. And there's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes that we don't always recognize. And a lot of the grants and loans and keeping the lights on program, the dining out for, what do they call it? Dine Rocklin. I'm getting that name wrong. But so much that has happened that the Rocklin Chamber does to advocate for us, and really grateful. So about 10 years ago, Franklin Burris was the president, and I'm his next door neighbor, and he says, you should come to the Rocklin Chamber, and it's really one of the best things I've done for my business. Next slide, please. We are a family business. One of my sons, Andrew, is here, but Andrew, how long have you worked for Lighthouse Window Cleaning?
Since as long as I can remember.
As long as he can remember. Yeah, in 2008, I had experience with Chipotle, Subway, REI, and Starbucks was my corporate career. And I left the corporate career and I decided I want to take the best things from all of those great brands and create my own. And the Lighthouse Window Cleaning has grown to what it is today. We've had our best year ever, and I'm thankful for our community to help make that happen. Next slide, please. Just had to throw that in. That was the first major life event. And how many of you have walked a kid down the aisle? Yeah, that's a big event. But that was in June, and that's my oldest daughter, Michaela. My youngest daughter, Grace, right after the wedding, went to Hawaii for a month, which was her dream vacation she wanted to do after high school. And 2 weeks into that trip, I got a call that no parent ever wants to receive. And it was actually a text, and it said, please call me as soon as possible. There's something urgent I need to tell you about Grace. And next slide, please. So Grace was in a rollover accident, high speed, and she had a, not quite a broken neck, but dislocated C6. She needed to have spinal fusion surgery in Hawaii, and my wife and I left to go to Hawaii with literally 1 day's notice. And when we got there was a lot of unknown, and surgery was scheduled, and they only allowed one parent in the waiting room. So I decided to go for a 10-mile walk. And I could see the Diamond Head point, and I'm just gonna hike towards Diamond Head from our hotel. And at exactly 5 miles, I'm gonna turn around and come back. And during that time, I'm thinking, should I stay here in Hawaii as my daughter heals? There was gonna be a 3-week healing process before she could travel again. I'm thinking about my business, about my, all of the home things, although I have 4 grown children living at home, so that really wasn't a problem. So, and at exactly 5 miles, so I'm kind of pondering this question. Next slide, please. I arrive at a lighthouse. And the lighthouse is a really symbolic thing for me. I named my company after a lighthouse because of what it represents. It represents, well, I was overcome with a sense of peace that everything was going to be okay. And the lighthouse, similar to God, there's strength, there's guidance, and there's light. And I called Dave. Dave is sitting here. Dave, do you want to give everybody a wave? Dave is our operations manager, and I said, do you think you can handle things for 3 weeks while Grace heals? And Dave's like, I got this. And really grateful for Dave. And also our office manager, she was signed up to come this morning but couldn't make it. But Tessie, any of you that have called to make an appointment, you get to talk to Tessie, and she's the most vibrant, lively, welcoming person that I'm really grateful to have her. And then JD is taken over our dryer vent division, so JD can clean your dryer vents. If you haven't done that in a long time, I highly recommend it for the peace of mind, the energy savings, and the protection from fires. And I also have David Perotti. David joined us last year with 20 years experience of window cleaning, but he can handle your windows, of course, but also solar panel cleaning, gutter cleaning. We do all of that. I was there for 3 weeks. We enjoyed the taco trucks. Eventually, after Grace was out of the hospital, we took her to the other north side of Kauai, and we just found a little bungalow on the beach. And we actually had a wonderful vacation and made the best of it. And I'll get to how Grace is doing in a little bit. But in 3 weeks' time, do you know how many calls I had for work?
0.
I had 0 calls from work. And it made me realize something about my business or our business or any of your businesses is, can you step away for 3 weeks? Can you step away for 2 days? How involved are you? And these guys have said to me, you've really changed since that trip. And he says, you're not as involved, but you're engaged. And they said, and I think things are running a lot better. So, I think a lot of times when we step in and we always want to be involved in everything, but we don't really have to be, we're not allowing other people to step up. And so before that, it seems like conversations would be between employees, between David, my operations manager, between my office manager, and then John has to know. I don't need to know everything. And things have been running really well. So, during that time while I was gone, actually I got the call, Chantel from Terra is one of our new members. I was at the site when I got that text. And if you ever need outdoor furniture, Chantel is the person to go to. So thank you for joining the chamber too. Next slide, please. So during that time, we not only did everything run well, but we had our busiest month that we've ever had on record. And our company continues to grow because of our community. And we also did this community center during that time, so in my absence. So thank you, Kent, and for all of you that hire Lighthouse Window Cleaning to do your work, work. This is Grace. So 3 days after her surgery, she was able to get up, walk around, move around. They did a anterior cervical fusion of 5, 6, and 7. Are there any chiropractors in the room that know? Jamie? No? But she is now back at work. You can go say hello to her at Pete's Coffee over by the Top Golf place, but she is fully recovered and grateful for all of the prayers that went out during that time. Last slide, please. So at the end of the day, when we think about our businesses and we think about what we encounter during the course of our day, did we do it with all of our strength? Did we allow God's guidance and the guidance of others to help us through it? And were we grateful and did reflect that light to our community? Thank you.